about maybe canceling the call today.
Okay.
Because I don't think we have a lot to talk about. But
okay.
anyway.
Okay. Yeah, no, and Rock is coming back, starting to work from home this week. So
okay.
He's catching up right now, I would assume, still. And so later in the week or early next week, we should be getting back to some of the transformations.
Okay. Sounds good. So Jing, sorry, Jeff. Jing, is Firat on the line?
Not yet. He will come later.
Oh, okay. I guess then we can just go on. So actually, what we have is just the NCE work updates and some of the action item updates based on our previous discussions. From what I remember, Jeff, you told me that the updated transformations and ingestions are ongoing for the GDC and TCIA, right?
Yeah, as I said, I have to wait for Rock to come back. So
yeah.
He's starting.
And for Endar, you said you would contact Dan Hall.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I sent him email, so.
You haven't heard back from him yet?
Well, I just resent him email yesterday, so.
Oh, okay. So we'll wait to hear back from him.
Yep.
And for Viper and IRD, as I mentioned earlier, Nansu has finished both of those. So I guess we need to do the ingestion and indexing now. For import, Nansu was supposed to start working. Hi, somebody just joined?
Hi, this is Nansu.
Hey, Nansu. We were just talking about you.
Okay.
So for the import, do you have any questions?
No, we are working on that.
Okay. And for IEDB, as well as the NYU Library Consortium work, Jeff, did you and Philippe get to talk to each other? Because I think that was the plan.
Yeah, Philippe wasn't. Yeah, I haven't. Let me send him an email because he didn't.
And for okay, so you haven't talked to him, so that's something that needs to be followed up. And for the ICPSR, as I mentioned last time,
the conference has been unmuted.
Matthew is on vacation and will be back on the 8th of March. So I'll email him again after the March 8th just to get the discussion reinitiated again with reference to what we want to do with ICPSR. With FITBIR, we haven't heard back anything. At least I haven't heard anything from Matt. So I'm assuming that things are going well. Jeff, you didn't get anything either, right?
No.
Okay. So they said if they have questions, they'll come back primarily to me, and I can direct them to whoever needs to be put in touch. So maybe once Firat gets on the call, we can talk about the DATS conversion. Basically, I saw a couple of emails go back and forth. So Firat generated the output file for the same sample data set that we have been working with. And I think Alejandra had a couple of modifications that she put in. And I'm assuming that Firat is going to process that and then move things further. But that's something that I'd have to get an update from him on, because I know she sent it to him only today, so maybe he's not gotten to it yet.
Right, but I mean, it sounded like it was pretty from her comments, it sounded like it was pretty close. So.
Yeah, sounds like it. So I think we should be able to get that up and running pretty soon. We'll see. Did I hear somebody else speaking?
Yes, that was me.
Okay. Go ahead, Firat.
So I examined the file.
Okay.
There are places that I couldn't get where it's done, so maybe I can ask them. If you look at the file.
Okay, hold on. Let me open it because I know I saw emails between you and was that earlier in the day today, Firat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or yesterday, anything? Today. It should be today.
So this is what Alejandra sent.
This one, yeah. So the red parts are mine and green parts are modifications. The white ones are okay, as I understood, right? So the first thing is I don't understand this identifier thing. It goes to an identifier object. Where should I get this structure? Where should I get the identifier goes to identifier object structure? It's in another Excel file.
I don't understand the question.
Okay, sorry.
I mean,
in the data set here, we have identifier, right?
yeah.
So I figured it out like identifier is equal to PRG and blah blah blah. But the right one is in an identifier object. So it's identifier brackets, identifier again, and the value. So where is this defined? Where can I get this data? Data means so.
I mean that's how their structure is defined in that. So.
Yeah. So where is this structure?
Huh?
Should I look into another file?
So just use the structure that she changed it to.
So in the structure, it directly goes to identifier in our map.
So what you're talking about when you say structure, you're talking about what Madhuri mapped, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in that, it's identifier. So there should be a structure that I am missing.
Let's
that
see
identifier is an object and the value is in identifier in that.
I mean, yeah, but I would just use the structure that Alejandra provided.
Yeah, here we can go. So yeah, it's dataset ID is dataset identifier. So I am just getting the property identifier here as I see in the mapping. But
so I see what you're saying. So you want this to be mapped like identifier, right?
Yeah, or there is another file that I can look at for this, because if it's a general thing, then I can apply to the code.
Well, it is general. Those are the changes that Alejandra.
Okay, so all the identifiers. Okay, so all the identifiers are like this.
Yeah, everything that Alejandra made is a general general change. It's not a.
It's not specific only to
No.
that particular data set.
No.
Okay. So identifiers, okay. Can you go down, please? So name, access landing page. Dates are like that. There was something about organization. Organization.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So I think there is something that I didn't understand here. So organization goal have creators. So can we look at the mapping?
Huh?
Here, organizations, can we find the organization? Yeah. Here, what is the name? Or can we look at the file again, please?
Yeah. That's weird. Why you have creators for the organization?
So organization identifier, go to organization identifier as I see in the mapping, but it has creators here. So
Right. I don't understand that either. So maybe for this one, I think we should email.
okay.
Is there anything else, Firat, that looked a little strange to you? Then we can email all of them together. So
I can
that's it. We are done. Okay. So then let's email.
Okay.
Just email Alejandra
Sure.
and ask why this is creators
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah, I don't know if that should be creators. I'm loading up the spreadsheet, so.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Alejandra, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Hello.
Okay, there you go. So, Firat, you don't need to email her. You can ask her right now.
Yeah. Hello, Alejandra.
Yeah, I don't know that. I'm not sure if that's. Well, yeah, we're wondering about the creators.
Okay, that's a transformation from organization in the flat file.
But it should probably be stored in, right? Not creators.
It's also stored in, right? I'll log into ReadyTalk now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm showing the screen.
Because at that level, that's the original repository that it was extracted from, so it's not really a creator. Because that's more like the author of the data set, right?
I thought the creators were for the authors of the data set.
Yeah,
I remember that's how we mapped for most of them.
Okay, actually, well, from the schema itself, we consider creator can be either a person or an organization, and indeed, it makes sense if it is the creator of the data set, but it seems that you don't necessarily have that information. Maybe it's this particular example, but if not as organization, then I think it is as well as a stored in. So if it doesn't make sense to put it as a creator, we can just keep the stored in, so as a data repository.
Yeah, I think stored in would make more sense.
Okay, it's also there. So what I did, and is this what you are showing, the comparison between the two files, right? Yeah. So
right.
I changed the organization as a creator, but if that doesn't make sense, we can remove. But you can see that there is also the stored in information.
Yeah. Because as I remember, the two places where we have the repository information is stored in and the distributions, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So
at the moment, I think the distribution is linking to the access of the particular data set.
Right. But the stored
yeah.
in has the repo name, so I think that we are good with that. And the the organization would then map to the stored in, right?
Yeah, if it is always the case in that. So to be honest, in terms of the flat JSON, I only looked at a couple of examples, and that this one was one that I extracted. But so Jeff, maybe you can confirm if that's the case. If always in organization,
the organization. Yeah, it's the organization related to the repository. So, in that case, the question is, sorry, I'm looking for the data. So it's really the publisher of the data repository.
Okay.
So that's because this is the organization. There's the data repository and there's the organization. So this is the publisher of the repository. So that's data repository dot publishers.
Okay, great. And so then the stored in, let me see the flat JSON again. You have it, the data repository, you put it in the separate. Okay, then we can change this to what you've just said. So the data repository publisher.
Yep.
In the mapping, we will change the mapping.
Well, yeah, in the mapping and in the example. Probably in the, let me see the mapping now, but yeah, I guess we might not have gotten that correctly.
So here it would be like it's not organization. So this is organization from to which the person belongs to. Is that right or no?
No.
No, I mean that was the intent when we are talking about organization in DATS, right?
No, it could be not just associated with a person. So actually the creator could be an organization, but also, as Jeff just mentioned, also the publishers of a data repository is an organization.
So I'm trying to see where, so we would need to add it in here?
No.
So the mapping, and I can change the example to reflect this. In the mapping, what we would do is to put this organization as one of the publishers of the repository. So the repositories have publishers that can be persons or organizations. So in the flat JSON, as Jeff just confirmed, the organization meant really the publisher of the repository.
Right. So if you're looking from the flat JSON and it has organization, right? That would map to what then, ultimately? It would map to the data repository.
Data repository dot publisher.
That's what I'm asking. So data.
I can change it now and push the change.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. I'm not going to do anything then. So that way, Firat.
Well, in the mapping, if you want to fix the mapping, go ahead. I'm changing the example file in the GitHub.
So Firat, maybe you just go off the example file and then we can change it here based on that.
So for organization entity, everything goes to data repository then. So organization ID goes to identifier, but it's in data repository?
Yeah, it's the publisher of that data repository.
Okay, the name is the data repository.
Of the organization that published it.
Mm-hmm. So the entity is all data repository. Okay.
Data repository dot publisher, right?
Yes.
Publisher. Okay. Okay.
So are you seeing the screen now? Does this look okay, Jeff?
It's publishers because we support more than one,
Yeah.
so it's
publisher.
plural.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's the other question. For the identifier, you had identifier.identifier. Is that identifiers or identifier?
So we have a single identifier that would be the main one, and
Right.
it is up to us to decide which one is the main one. I know
Right.
that you discussed that last time in the example, if it is a URL or if it is what's
ID.
but the other ID with the
alternate identifiers, right?
exactly. So the identifier is singular, but then alternate identifiers, because there might be more than one, and then related identifiers, again, it's also plural.
Okay.
And in the JSON file, there was something like is about. I couldn't remember now. Can we look at the file again?
Yeah, so that is because you had used taxonomic information, and the way to link a data set to its taxonomic information. I mean, you were right in the type of the object, but the way to link the taxonomic information is with the is about property.
Okay, should we change the mapping for that again?
Yeah, hold on. Let me take a look at that. That's for that.
Actually, I have, now I remember why I use creators for organization, and it is because in that we put creators as a compulsory property for the data set. I'm happy to relax this if it doesn't, if it's not what we see in most of the repositories. On the data set, sorry, because this is the creator of the data set. So that's why I had used creators, because it is actually compulsory. So Jeff, you have any view on this? Should we relax that?
Sorry, just to relax the.
So at the moment, the schema for data sets has a few compulsory properties, one being name and the others being creators and types. I believe I'm double checking now.
Types?
Yeah, so the title, the types, and the creators. So it means that the JSON without the creators is failing validation. But I'm happy to relax that if it is what we see.
I mean, technically it should be, but if we don't get that information from a repository, then we sort of don't have it, right?
Well, exactly. So if there are cases that repositories don't provide, then we shouldn't put it as compulsory.
Yeah, I mean, technically, well, it's one of those that it should be compulsory, but we have what we have.
Okay, I'll see actually if putting empty values helps in the validation, because in that case what we could do is to leave it, but without completing the value.
Right.
But to leave the property. I think that actually that would work. Sorry?
So creators have to be there. Okay, I understood. So
that, at least according to the schemas.
Okay. So for taxonomic information, is it taxonomic information dot is about or just is about? It's taxonomic information dot is about, right?
You are looking at the mapping. Let me see.
So
No,
Alejandra, can you please? Would it be possible for you to go and take a look at the mapping and maybe also make sure that the mapping is reflects what the changes you did here?
Yeah, but actually, well, the mapping is, yeah, we can follow that syntactic approach. That, yeah, maybe we weren't too strict before, and okay, I can revise it.
All right, thank you.
But basically, I think that the point is that if in doubt, what should give the answer are the schemas, basically. So, I mean, that is because it gives you, it's proper. So the schemas give you exactly what we are expecting in the JSON. So.
All right. Okay. So is there anything else?
I just put the change of the file with what we discussed, changing creators to the publishers of the repository. So if you want to check the new one, and then, yeah, we can revise the mapping again.
Okay, thank you. That would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Because I think basically what Firat has been doing is following the mapping file.
Yeah, but clearly then it wasn't, because there were several fixes to be done. So that's why I'm saying that probably Firat, if you can also look at the JSON schemas, that will help. But yeah, let's try to get the mapping file corrected.
Okay, thank you.
Was there anything else, Firat, that we wanted to talk about with reference to?
Not for now.
Okay. And in terms of the draft topic list,
the conference has been unmuted.
I haven't worked on it yet, so I'll try and get to it maybe sometime this week. But just an FYI, I received an invitation for the BioCADDY workshop, and they said that it's going to be June 12th and 13th.
June
so
12th.
Jeff, is that going to work for you?
Yeah, it said June 12th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It shows up as all day June 12th.
Oh, there's no 13th? I thought it also said 13th, but maybe
no,
I'm
it said
mistaken.
to midnight of the 13th, or so it's all of June 12th.
Okay, that's good.
So, yeah, when you accept the invitation, it just blocks out from midnight to midnight, June 12th.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right, so it's just one day. That's good. So I think that's when we want. And also, I actually saw, I was looking at something else and came across, so the BioIT World has a Fair Data Hackathon that they're doing. Jeff and Alejandra, are any of you going? I know Ian is presenting something there.
Which one?
The BioIT World has its conference in Boston, I think, in May.
Yeah, I'm aware of it, but I'm not going.
Oh, okay. So, Jeff, you're not going either.
When is that?
It's in May.
Fair data. Where was it?
Boston?
Oh, is that the hold on. I'm not going. There are people that in projects I'm involved. Is it? Oh, it's the Bio IT World one.
Yeah.
There's another one too. Okay, so this is another one. Okay. There's so many of these. Yeah, this is this from the fair. Yeah, this is from the Dutch Center for Life Sciences and Ontoforce.
Right. But I just saw on the agenda that Ian is talking, though. I think he's going to give a presentation on one of the days.
Oh, at Bio IT World?
Yeah. So I was wondering if somebody else was also going to go, but anyway.
No, I wasn't planning on going to Bio IT World. That's usually a bit too commercial. But that's okay.
All right.
Last
And,
time I went, I got food poisoning, so it's.
Oh, I see. I think that's about it. I don't have anything else to talk about. Does anybody else have any topics that they want to bring up? If not, then I think we are done for the day. And we meet again next week.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.